Okay, good afternoon again, once again, everybody. It's me, Brian Meller. We've been whizzing around the kitchens all over the north today as part of our virtual food festival. I'm really looking forward to this next one, catching up with my mate, good buddy, Paul Askew. One of the things we've been doing during the festival is trying to raise some money for Hospitality Action, our industry charity. So if you have got a few pounds to spare, we greatly appreciate it. Short video as ever about Hospitality Action, and then it's into the kitchen with Paul.
Ollie Hoyle, catering manager.
Peter Molar, doorman.
Ricardo Oliva, concierge.
Ulrich Edwards, concierge assistant.
We've got you.
Linda Anderson, cafe owner.
Ioana Georgiou, junior sous chef.
Nuno Pinto, bartender.
Mark Black, head porter.
Andrea Demir, receptionist.
We've got you.
Aaron Dixon, apprentice chef.
Federica Pinna, pastry chef.
Sabino Mazzone, pastry chef.
Himari Bochkay, barista supervisor.
We've got you. Shom Maharjan, sushi head chef.
Mitchell Collier, duty manager.
Anna Grabczewska, public area cleaner.
Whatever you do in hospitality, isn't it good to know that someone's got your back in case anything goes wrong?
Over the decades for young chefs and the hospitality industry, and indeed Liverpool and the Liverpool City region and Northwest. He is a legend. He's my friend and good buddy, Paul Askew. Hello, sir. Paul, can you hear us? Paul, are you at the bottom of that wine glass yet?
It's just a bit. Yeah, well, I was just getting warmed up while I was waiting for you.
I hope you weren't having a rub down with a wet lettuce leaf or something like that.
Oh, in a darkened room, I was indeed, yes. I'll tell you about the wine later, but how are you doing?
I'm okay, thanks. Yeah, it's very different. I think we've been in some scrapes together over the years, and I never thought we'd be doing a virtual food festival.
No, that's for sure. Normally we're running around at tent looking for the last piece of equipment that we haven't got before it kicks off, aren't we?
Absolutely correct. Yeah. It's been a bit like a real food festival because I've been doing some hosting like this and then going and getting prepped for my dem tomorrow. So
fabulous. Yeah, but it's for a great cause today. I had a good chat with Mark Lewis this morning, the chief exec of HA, and I hope everybody's watching and feeling generous today because that's look after a few people that aren't feeling so good at the moment.
Yeah, we're flicking back and to between screens at the moment, mate. So I'm not sure what you can see.
Okay. My beautiful assistant, Harry Askew, is in charge of technical at this end at Askew Towers, so I shall ask him to sort that out.
Yeah, we're getting good shots of the ingredients on the table.
Okay. Do you want us to get going? Should we go for it and tell you what we're doing?
Yeah, go gently along and we'll see what if that screen. It might just be my screen, you never know, mate.
Okay. So you can probably see my little digits pointing at things at the moment.
Yeah.
And it's so without doubt every year, you know, the spring moving into summer. And on the Wirral and in Merseyside, we get so many lovely ingredients at this time of year. And it's not going to be on the restaurant menu, is it? Because we won't be open until the end of July. So I thought this was my way of having a little harvest festival and doing all things Wirralian or Merseyside. So we've got a beautiful Liverpool Bay sea bass, which we get at this time of year. Then we've got our Claremont farm asparagus. You'll know all about that if you remember.
Yeah.
We've also been to see Mr. Jones. Look at this little harvest festival here. So you've got Wirral watercress. We've got oyster leaf. We've got little begonia flowers just for colour, little edible flowers, and some fresh mint out the garden. And then just to spice things up a bit, a little touch of Singapore, if you like. We're doing a little mango salsa to go over the sea bass and some of the Southport potted shrimp. So we've got quite a few little bits to do. I'm also going to do a little Jersey Royal potato salad. I'm feeling quite summery today, Chef. What do you think?
I thought you were going to say feeling quite devilish.
Well, I always feel like that, as you know.
Good man. I think it's great, and you've got your little Singaporean connection in there as well.
Yeah, well, it's for me, as you know, it's something very close to my heart, and I like to use, even though we're all being classically French trained during our lives. You know, it's nice to give a nod to our own repertoire, isn't it? Our own little experiences and things. So I always add a little bit of Singapore or Dubai or North America or whatever, even though it's sort of classical methods. So I'm just doing, these are just little Jersey Royals that I've blanched in advance just to do a little crab and potato salad. But how... Lost him. The sound seems to have gone, Brian.
Okay, I think we might be switching between the two cameras, is proving a bit challenging.
Oh, we got... Okay,
that's
I just
good.
Lost you. I lost the sound there for a minute, mate.
Yeah, we're back now. We're back.
Okay. No, I was just saying while we were chatting, they're just starting a little Jersey Royal potato salad, which I'm going to put some crab meat through as a garnish with the sea bass. So I just thought I'd start that while we were chatting. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I've just fascinated watching your knife skills, mate. You mesmerise me every time.
Well, Christ, if we're not getting good at it now after 40 years, we're knackered, aren't we?
What I was going to say to you as well, I mean, we've, you know...
it's breaking a little bit there, mate. Sorry.
These guys that have pulled this festival together, I'm just using the phrase that the kids have done well, really. And I know they're not kids, but it's great to see the younger chefs taking this initiative.
Are we there? I haven't upset you already, have I? I can't hear you, Brian.
I was just saying that I'm still here.
Let me get some crab. There we are. A little bit of crab meat going in, just some claw meat that's been broken down, all the shell taken out. Can you hear me, Brian? I can't hear you.
I can see that from the side now, Paul. Yeah.
All right. Okay. You're not seeing Harry's camera. Is that the problem?
That's yeah. It's frozen on my screen. I think that's what it is.
Okay.
So, Mr. Critchley's just made a comment. Let's go, champ.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Critchley. I shall be looking out for you as well on the Luban posse.
I think it was an A and not a U. I think it was champ and not chump.
It better be, otherwise he'd be in trouble. Yeah. So just so you know what's gone in here, guys, we've had some claw meat, some Jersey Royals, some spring onions, some shallots, a little bit of mayo that's been made from the Yorkshire rapeseed. So very British produce going in here. And this is just going to form the carbohydrate element to this very summery light dish that we're preparing. So I'm just going to pop that back in the fridge until we're ready to go, and then we'll push on with the salsa as well. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Can you see that on the screen? Right, I'm just going to move some of this so we can see the next bit. This is for the salsa. So hopefully you can see we've got the potted shrimp, which we're just going
Yeah,
to...
we can see that.
So that's going to go in. I mean, this guy, what a character this fella is. You'll know all about him. Still going out, catching them, cooking them, shelling them, all while he's still on the boat is just incredible. All done by hand. And,
Quick question, Paul.
Yeah.
Is this dish in your book?
The dish, this isn't in the book actually. There is a Liverpool-based sea bass in there, but it's not this one. This particular one is not actually.
Okay.
I can probably put the recipe up later in the week for this. So we're going to make a warm salsa to go with this. So we got nice, really fine red onion, nothing too chunky, nice and fine. Get rid of that end bit. And basically what we're going to do is make a warm salsa with mango, with lime, with red onion and the potted shrimp. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that, and also some fabulous tomatoes. We've got some little reds, some little orange plum tomatoes, just a little bit rustic. This bit doesn't need to be too fine. They're so sweet, these, you know, they're incredible flavors. So we got, if you think about what's going in this pot, you've got the potted shrimp, you've got the savory of the onion, you've got the tomato, we've got sweetness of mango, sharpness of lime, and then we're going to put a little bit of Brunoise red chili through it as well, which is the little touch of Singapore, if you like, with the mango. And this all together is just going to be warmed through at the last minute before we go and cook the sea bass and the asparagus. So just very, very small, tiny little bit of chili, nothing too big and chunky. You don't want to be put off. I think when you're using chili, unless you're doing something that's really powerful and supposed to be that way, that's enough for me. Because I want to taste all the things that are in the pot. I don't want to just taste the chili. And I think that's sometimes where it gets a little bit out of hand. And then here you can just see a little touch of sweetness with the slivers of mango. So again, if you just think about this salsa and all the little flavors that are in there, I'm trying to give your taste buds such a workout with this sweet, savory, sour, a little bit of everything in. And then, of course, the shrimp themselves are just to die for. So should be a nice accompaniment with our sea bass.
You're getting a lot of good comments, a lot of enthusiasm for the dish. Dave Evans says, can you use any other fish?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, for me, as you know, the sea bass for me is one of our jewels in this part of the world, and I look forward to it every year. But you know, you could do this with flatfish, you could do it with halibut or turbot, something like that. Something that's quite meaty and chunky. I think these flavors would work really well. Yeah. Yeah.
I think it answers to Dave's question. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, absolutely. So the answer is yeah, definitely. I mean, what we do at the restaurants, we never say what the fish is going to be that day. We'll go and talk towards, and we'll just ask them what's best at the market today. And you know, if it's something like the sea bass or halibut or something, then we'll start devising the dish around it, not the other way around. And I think that's the key to good food, you know. So that's just a little bit of mint.
Yeah, I agree.
And a little bit of basil gone in there. And literally, I'm just going to finish that with some lime. And then we can turn our attention.
Hey, Matt Davis is in.
Oh,
Paul, Matt Davis is in.
How are we, Matt?
Oh, good to see you, chef.
Good to see. Well, I wish I could see him, but
yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to wipe down, and then we'll portion up our sea bass. So we've got an amazing fish. These are genuinely things that I just adore. You know, this like a 2 to 3 kilo fish, line caught off the coast of in between Liverpool and the Isle of Man, little trough that runs through, and they're just such a special ingredient. And we look forward to this every year. So I'm going to do a nice little trimmed, chunky fillet. I'm not a fan of farmed fish, I'm afraid. I don't like what it does to the ocean, and I don't like the texture of farmed fish. So when we get these, which are sustainable, line caught, you know, it's not damaging the fish stocks or anything, and it's all our local food. It gives us identity. And look at those amazing fillets. So we'll get those two ready to go. And I'm just gonna,
well done.
These have been descaled, and I'm just gonna put some little, just very gentle cuts so that the butter, you know me and butter, can get into the skin.
Yeah.
And really what we're trying to do.
I'm just going to reply.
Go on.
Sorry, I'm just going to reply to Matt, who says he's looking forward to seeing us both very soon.
Absolutely. We need to catch up after this madness, don't we?
We do, mate. Yeah. And Graham Mitchell says it's looking very fresh and seasonal. I think he's on about the dish, not you.
he might change his mind after a couple of glasses of wine later, but we'll see. So we've also, to finish that salsa, sorry, while we were chatting, I should have put the garlic and ginger. I'm just going to microplane a little bit of peeled garlic. It's a very, very summery dish, this. I don't want the garlic to overpower it. I just want a little hint of it in there. So I'll just do about half, maybe half a clove. And the same, I've got some nice peeled ginger. Going to microplane that into. And those, I can, obviously, we haven't got smell-o-vision yet. We've got everything else, haven't we? But those flavors really are beautiful. Even young Harry, the cameraman, is starting to get a bit excited here.
Is he?
Well, I think so. I don't know. I can't tell. You know what these 19-year-olds are like.
Yeah. Has he still got his jammers on?
Not far off yet. we just about got him out of the shower in time to do this. So can you see?
Is he in the shower?
Well, I hope. Yeah, we don't want to be any camera work in the shower, do we? That's for sure. So, hang on. That's we don't want that. That was a little bit of ginger. So in there, just to remember again, we've got the tomato, we've got the red onion, chili, mango, potted shrimp, lime juice, garlic, ginger. Yeah, and that's just all going to melt together, and that will be the last thing over the bass when we finish. Okay. So
good.
We've got the Claremont Farm asparagus now. Can you see those?
Yeah, we can.
Beautiful. So as you would expect, we're just taking them off about 2/3 of the way up, 3/4 of the way up, cleaned off any outside skin just so there's no woodiness, taken the bottoms off. All of that's retained for making a nice stock or a soup. You know, we often do a great asparagus and mint amuse-bouche or something like that with all the trimmings, because these, again, I think of these two things as probably the most precious ingredients that come from our region, and it's very important we use everything. Just as that the bass bones there will go into a stock, make a sauce, make a soup. You know, nothing should be wasted. And I think modern society has got to get tuned into this very soon, you know. Okay.
So we got, go on.
That's fine. Just going to.
Anthony writes in watching as well.
Good lads. How are you, Anthony?
And Stephen Cahill, what time are we sitting down to eat?
Probably about 5-10 minutes, I'd say, chef. So just going to get the pan heated up a little bit here, ready for the bass cookery. And I'm going to start talking you through a little bit of the garnish work, but also tell you about the wine that's going with it as well. So are we in a good place for plating up there, chef?
That's absolutely perfect. It's like you've done this before.
Yeah, we're trying it, yeah. And here we go. Here's another little delight that we're doing. This is something that obviously during lockdown, with the restaurant not being open, we've tried to focus on getting wine deliveries, and we're now starting with gourmet food and click and collect, and just trying to breathe life back into the art school, you know. So this is a wine that we import direct from Italy through the Art of Wine, our sister company. And I think what you know, what I want people to see is that for that little bit extra, rather than just your, you know, 5-6 quid from Tesco and Sainsbury's, a little bit more, you go up about 3 leagues, 4 leagues. And when you taste this with something like the sea bass, the reason I've chosen this one, it's got that sort of citrus meets tropical flavour in there, and Trebbiano, Abruzzo as a region, Trebbiano is the grape, and we bring these in direct, and this can be delivered right to your door. So I'll be having a little sip when I've finished dressing, but that wine for me is a perfect match for the dish.
Okay.
Just coming back with a little crab salad now before the fish goes into the pan. So if you remember, I've done this little crab and Jersey Royal potato salad, little savoury element. Just a little bit, doesn't it? It's very rich, so there's quite a lot of crab in there. And I'm just going to press that in so I can get one element on the plate before I start with the fish. So lovely little salad there. And now we're ready to go with our sea bass. Now, I'm going to give a shout out here to a certain person, Mr. Tom Brown, who we did.
Yes.
Actually, a year ago or 2 years ago now, we did the Bordeaux Wine Festival on the Pierhead in Liverpool. And we had him come up to do a demo. And you know what he's like? He does a lot of baking of fish and things now. And we sort of compared notes on fish because he is the master, being a disciple of Nathan Outlaw. And we decided that actually that Maldon salt might not be the best to make fish crackling. So I've gone with fine sea salt. And then on the flesh side, I don't know if Harry can see that on this. Can you see that? So we've got
yeah, we're getting it. Yeah.
On the flesh side, we've gone with a little lemon pepper espelette seasoning, which we make for the restaurant. And on the other side is just fine sea salt. And I've moved away a little bit from the flakes because we get a much finer cook. I think sometimes the flakes sort of give bits of the skin that haven't made contact with the pan. So we found we get a little better result with the fine salt. And I'm just going to go straight in there. Turn that down slightly.
So Louise Hayes says she can't wait to try this at home. So that's good.
What's that?
And I don't know if you can hear me, Paul. Lady saying she can't wait to try it at home.
Sorry, it was just a pack.
Okay.
Fantastic. Well, I never thought I'd be cooking like this at home, but it's been.
Yeah.
There we go. It's a little bit of that asparagus coming out there now. And I've just turned that, I've made sure that the fish skin is full contact with that pan. I've just turned it down slightly. And I'm just going to let that tick along. And I've started to warm the salsa now. And what I'm going to do, because this is actually a bigger, I'm just going to switch that over so you can see the fish being done a bit easier.
So hopefully you can hear me. There's another L20 legend in, Stephen Ottey.
Ah, Mr. Ottey, hello, sir. How are you?
He wants to know if the Bordeaux Wine Festival will be back next year.
Well, I think it's a good question. And I think, to be honest, we were going to be going over to Bordeaux to do a Liverpool Fête de Vin in Bordeaux as part of their celebrations. And I think it might all be put back a year, but I'm hoping that we get some sort of festival in Liverpool next year. So it's just a little bit longer there. I'm just going to leave that fish to tick away for a minute while I've got one other element to put on the...
Paula Roberts claims she can smell it.
Hello, Paula. Well done. She's a regular in the restaurant. She's probably had a version of this sea bass dish over the years there, I would imagine. This is just an extra little bit of luxury. So we've got our Keeta caviar.
Nice.
And I'm just going to put a few little chive flowers. We like things to be alive. And that's a little begonia. I'm been turning into a flower arranger in my old age, Brian, to be honest. I must be getting in touch with my feminine side, I think, over the years. This is just for Daniel Clifford, yeah? Just for him. There you go. Okay, just turning the fish now. You can see that lovely golden brown colour. And of course, my favourite thing, just a small amount of butter.
Yeah. So Sean, answering your question, it's a little bit of oil and the butter's going in now by the looks of it, and plenty of it.
Yeah, we just started with a neutral oil. And I'm also going to just put a little squeeze of lemon to finish there. And then get the old basting going a little bit.
So Spice Anarchy Sarah says it looks wonderful.
Excellent. Well, I better get it right because this is going to be Mrs. Askew's lunch. This, and Harry's looking a bit peckish as well. So you never know; they might actually get fed today. Right. Okay. I'm just going to let that. I've turned the fish off, and I'm just going to do a little this Wirral watercress. Again, you remember this from your days on the Wirral, Brian.
Indeed.
Stunning ingredient. And of course, he's down to 75% of his normal sale at the moment. It's I went to see him yesterday, and it's just desperate times, mate. You know, it's one of those things that breaks your heart. And of course, the supply chain is going to be just as important as the restaurants opening up. Otherwise, we haven't got anything to cook. But he's literally got he's got sheds and sheds of the stuff growing amazingly because of the great weather. And yet he's got nobody to sell it to, so it's heartbreaking really at the moment. So I'm just going to do a little splash of oil, splash of vinegar. Remember, always season salads. We don't do that very well in this country in general. Just a little pinch of salt, pinch of pepper. And I'm just going to put a few little bits of savoury, very, very thin.
So Ben Russell's complimenting Harry's camera work.
Good lad, Ben. Good lad.
And Mark Fletcher was commenting before, and it just struck me, there's a lot of chefs watching you.
Yeah, that's good.
Which is just testament to our community, really, isn't it?
It is. It is. I mean, it's one thing that we've noticed over this terrible period is how much people have come together to join forces and just, you know, we're very good at looking out for each other, for customers normally, but we're not always that good at looking out for ourselves. And I think one thing that this has taught me is that, you know, the community, certainly locally in Liverpool, and I'm sure around the country at the moment, is extremely strong, and it's just a pleasure to be part of, you know. So, a little bit of, how's that angle on the main screen, Brian?
Yeah, that's good. The blue bowl could perhaps, come out the way a little bit.
Yeah, is that okay?
Yeah, lovely.
So I'm thinking main course, so I'm going to give it 5 of those. Probably if it was a starter size, which you could easily do with this, I'd bring that a little bit further down in number. Maybe just do 3. Then we've got our beautiful sea bass. Just going to change the angle of that slightly. Then I've just done a little, this will make you laugh now because somebody said, oh, I hope nobody does any dots or drags or anything. So I'm just doing this, I'm just doing this deliberately. so this, before the salsa goes on, which is the last thing, the guys at the art school will be laughing now because I'm obsessed. I've gone completely dotty in my old age, you see. So I do these little crazy. I don't know what it means. We should have it examined to see what this actually means. Probably means something, but it's like a little signature. So this is mango puree that's been cooked. It's mango cooked with vinegar, sugar, salt, a little bit of lime. So it's a bit of a sort of sweet and sour type thing going on. And then I've got my little.
Paul, can I just mention something?
Yeah.
Young ladies watching who starts Leeds College in September doing professional cookery. Don't know her name, but good luck.
Oh, fantastic. Good luck. We need you. We need more ladies in the industry for sure. But we need more good chefs in general. So here we go. We're down to our little finey. Do you remember we had that warm salsa we started with? And I'm just going to finish that with the shrimps. And just let that run through into the dots over the sea bass. And I'm just going to get some of that beautiful shrimp juices that have now mixed in with the lime. And then the final. These are another little thing from Peter Jones. It's Peter Jones on a plate. I'm feeling like we need to promote him and keep him going. So there's a little bit of the watercress flour that's just saying hello there. And there we go. That's everything to do with the Wirral and Merseyside on a plate with a little touch of Singapore. And that's for our virtual food and drink festival. Enjoy, guys. Thank you very much.
Well done, mate. Well done. Yeah, it does look stunning, Sarah. So, Harry, could you put the camera? There he is. There's the old fella. How are you, mate?
Very good. Don't forget the Trebbiano with this is absolutely off the scale. So give it a go and come and see us at the art school when we open. Hopefully not too long now. And it's great to be part of this today.
Mate, thank you. And I'm sure there's dozens of people watching that who want you to adopt them now so they can eat food like that.
Harry might have something to say about it, but yeah, the food's all right. It's the other bit, yeah. I'm a pain in the arse.
So so just for folks watching, I'm sorry that we kind of go straight in with the questions when they come on screen, but obviously they take up a little bit of the screen, so we want to read the questions out and then so we can see what Chef was doing there. So what's your thoughts in terms of the future? It's going to be different, isn't it?
Well, I think we've got to define a new norm. I think that's the thing. Everything that we've done in the past doesn't work now, does it? We've got to move forward in a different way, and I think it's so hard because, to use our example, we're 6 years old. We've got things. The detail is there, and now it's like I've got to start and do that all over again. So it's going to be hard. But I think the big thing is if we can get over this financial hurdle right now and push on, and then as the months go by, the restrictions start to be lifted, I'm very hopeful that we can get back to normal and it won't be too far away before we can all enjoy like we used to,
Yeah, hopefully. Can you imagine if some idiot was trying to open a pub in the middle of all this?
I know somebody is trying to do that, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, how's that going?
Yeah, we're good. We move on. It's a shell at the moment, and we start to rebuild it. And I'm calling it the Pub Plus because there'll be so much other things going on down there as well. Great people involved.
Well, I'm sure you'll overcome and reinvent and all those things, and you'll be fine. I'll tell you what, I'll be looking forward to coming to visit for a nice cool pint after all this.
I was just thinking that it'd be good to clink glasses together soon, so we will do that.
Absolutely. Well.
Oh. Thank you. I shall let you go before that fish goes cold. And we're back with Craig at 3 o'clock. So here's the Mrs. Askew.
Yeah.
somebody called Helen Askew. On my way. She's feeling peckish.
Yes, I bet she is. Yeah. All right, Brian.
Cheers,
Take
guys.
care, everyone. Thank you.
Take care.
Keep
Lots
safe.
of love, mate.
Keep safe.
How long was that?
Ollie Hoyle, catering manager.
Peter Molar, doorman.
Ricardo Oliva, concierge.
Ulrich Edwards, concierge assistant.
We've got you.
Linda Anderson, cafe owner.
Ioana Gheorghiu, junior sous chef.
Nuno Pinto,
Bartender.
Mark Black, head porter.
Andrea Demir, receptionist.
We've got you.
Aaron Dixon, apprentice chef.
Federica Pinna, pastry chef.
Sabino Mazzone, pastry chef.
Himary Birchkay, barista supervisor.
We've got you. Shwam Maharjan, sushi head chef.
Mitchell Collier, duty manager.
Anna Grabczewska, public area cleaner.
Whatever you do in hospitality, isn't it good to know that someone's got your back in case anything goes wrong?